my power just started flickering. I'm like, oh, hopefully it will hold for the class. Anyway, let's start in a seated position. I guess I don't need my slippers. I was gonna say something, then I realized I wasn't really ready to say anything. It's lovely to see folks this morning. I hope that everybody's having a great morning so far. In my world, it's a little gray and rainy, but that's all right because it's not frozen. And it's nice to see some of our community from Ontario coming back online, and hopefully cleanup after the big storm is going well and everybody is managing that as best they can. So today we're going to do just some basic kind of stretching, playing around with that idea of kind of going a little bit further into our stretches. And what you need to keep in mind is you want to feel that tightness when you're stretching. You don't want to feel pain, obviously. And keep in mind that if your body's not really warmed up, you want to underachieve, at least for the beginning of the class. And then after the class, remembering to hydrate, maybe some dairy products, something that will help the muscle tissues repair and grow. So as we pull our muscles apart, these little strands start to actually kind of tear and rip, which is good. We don't want them to completely sever, obviously. Those little tears and rips then rebuild, and that's how we build our muscle mass. So stretching is a way to build muscle. Sitting up nice and tall, nice and tight through the core, shoulders come up, back, and down. Soften through your face. And just deepen the breath, relax into the practice. As you continue to breathe, just notice how you're feeling. And notice what's popping up in your brain and your mind. What's got your attention today? And start to open the eyes and just maybe rolling the head from one shoulder to the other. We'll bring the head up, sweep the arms up, connecting the hands over top of your head, lace the fingers, and just stretching up bit by bit, seeing if you can wiggle a little bit of additional space from this. Then just open up the chest a little bit, let the shoulders kind of drop down, maybe soften through the arms. Head comes back, just take some deep breaths. And then let the arms relax all the way down. Good. In this seated position, just roll the shoulders back. And rolling them forward. Good. Let's bring one ear to one shoulder. Try and keep the other shoulder fairly level, so don't kind of hinge up. Then coming back to center and moving to the other side. Awesome. Let's come on to the back for a few moments. Keep your knees up. And bring the feet wider than hip width apart. And very slowly start to lower the legs towards the left-hand side. Don't come all the way down, just kind of set a little bit of range of motion here. And then starting to move towards the other side. So this is just gently moving back and forth, literally come about halfway, and that's where you should be holding it. Don't drop further down. Even if you think you can, just take her easy. Good. Let's stretch the feet out. I'm hitting a wall here. And bring the arms up over top of your head. Have a really nice stretch. And then just soften. Pull one knee into the tummy, pulling it back. Shoulders push down into the floor. Take some big breaths here. Notice how this is feeling already. Maybe you're able to find some tightness with this. And releasing. Let's move to the other side. Really glad Jeff didn't jump right onto my face. Oh my gosh, that was close. Awesome. Pull both knees into the tummy and extend the legs up into the air. Start with the feet flexed, so kind of a flat foot. Notice that stretch in the hamstrings and in the quads going into the glutes. Just breathe deeply. And then point your toes. Get that nice stretch along the top of the foot into the ankles. Just think, folks, soon we're going to be into sandal weather, and these stretches come in really handy at that time. Let's go back to the flat foot. Maybe this time the toes start to move towards the knees. I was going to say, I realize it's only March and we're talking about sandals, but actually it's April. So Hopefully everybody's going to have an early spring. All right, let's point those toes up, bring your feet apart, and little circles with the ankles. And switching directions. Great, go back to a flat foot. Now bring the toes out to the sides, heels together, toes apart. And then reverse that, toes together, heels apart. Heels together, toes apart. Toes together, heels apart. Notice how this feels. Let's do it once more. Heels together, toes apart. And toes together, heels apart. Good. Knees to the tummy. We are going to roll forward or to your side, whatever you need to help you move to a standing posture. Awesome. I'm just going to enjoy my tea for a moment here. Delicious. Good. Okay. So one of the things that I've been enjoying doing over the past number of weeks are these kind of standing cat-cow pieces, just because it gives us a chance to use our muscles in a different way to kind of wake up the spine. So we're going to do that now. So just bring your feet about hip width apart, a little bit of a bend in the knee. Just bring your hands to the thighs, let them slide down. So you want at this point in time for your back to be straight. I'm realizing that I'm doing this already. So kind of have a nice straight back here. Pull in through your ribs, tighten through the core, and now tuck the tail under. All of these little things to think about. Try and keep a long neck. Your gaze is kind of forward, down, whatever feels natural in this very unnatural position. And then slowly try and move the shoulders back a ways. Great. Okay, so from here, let's just arch the back here. So inhale, head, shoulders, tail, lifting. Exhale, rounding the back. Inhale. And exhale. So from the side view, let's do an inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Maybe you come deeper, it's up to you. Inhale. And exhale. Few more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good, rolling up. Roll your shoulders, excellent work. So even from that little bit of motion, I'm starting to feel like I was engaging the core and something's happening. So let's bring a little bit more heat to the body. I'm going to ground in with one foot or leg. And let's just do some, try to notice what this guy's doing behind me. Let's do some gentle figure eights. Maybe, maybe, who am I kidding? Maybe my arms need to be out to the sides. And this is really just setting our balance, which we're about to need. Good news. This is also kind of increasing our heart rate and getting those big muscle teams working together. Good. Let's switch to the other side. Awesome. Shoulders are back. Great work. Okay, so let's start playing around with some forward bends. And we're going to do a very kind of traditional forward bend. And then we're going to modify and modify and modify and modify and modify. And through all of this, you might find a way to forward fold that feels good for you. Or you might find 8 ways to forward fold that completely suck. And that's the joy of this class, is kind of finding what you like and what you don't like. It's like a buffet on Sunday morning. Oh, now of course I'm craving a buffet. Okay, so starting with our feet kind of under the hips, so under the iliac crest, nice and tall, hips are tucked, ribs are kind of tucking in. Let's sweep up, taking a nice deep breath. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And then slowly we swan dive. So we're leading with the chest, arms are pushing away like you're diving into something amazing. Bring your fingertips down. This is our first one of the day, so keep your knees a little bent and then drop your head. So right away, you're going to feel some tight spots. Don't force the legs straight. Just really kind of appreciate all the things that are happening in the body. And then really pull back from the core, tuck the tail under, and slowly rolling all the way up bit by bit by bit by bit. Bring the shoulders up, back and down, and then let's do a little bit of a standing back bend here. So bring your feet wider apart, shoulders are back. I've got my hands kind of resting on the top of my butt, and I'm just going to start to lean back, let your head come back. Tight core as you straighten. We're going to do a few of these. Let's come back. Coming forward. Let's do one more. And coming forward, releasing. If you hate doing cobras, that's kind of a standing version that you might enjoy. Alrighty. So here we go on the exploration of the forward fold. We're going to start with a crisscross. One foot and the other foot. Obviously, our legs are not going to be straight. This is more to play around, see what's happening, see what we can release differently. And we're making it different because sometimes to get a deeper or more comprehensive stretch, we have to trick the brain into moving into some new territory. Because if we don't do that, we repeat what's comfortable, and that's not always giving us the best result. So let's inhale, sweeping up. Feel your feet on the floor, and exhale, starting to come forward. Find your way down. So every time you come into one of these new folds, think about, how does this feel? What the heck is happening? Is this working for me? Really make sure the neck is relaxed, head is hanging. Mind your balance as you inhale, sweeping up, pushing the feet into the floor. This is a tough one to come out of. And releasing your hands to heart center, a little bit of energetic reward. Great. Let's switch to the other way to crisscross. Let's sweep up here. And starting to fold forward. This alignment feels so strange for me right now. I'm just like, oh my goodness. Whew.
Make sure your breath is deep. Make sure the head is hanging. And then slowly coming all the way back up. And bring the hands to the heart. Good, release. All right, bringing the feet wide apart, toes are pointing out, and just leaning into one knee and then the other. A little bit of a breath in. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. We're just coming back to this to let the body recover and to let the mind clear. And a little, one more on this side. And one more on this side. Great. Okay. So that was a crisscross. Now we're going to do like a tightrope. So one foot and the other foot is right in front, toe to heel. I feel like I'm on a tightrope this morning. Oh my goodness. So from here, sweep up through the arms. Exhale, starting to come forward and down, mindful of balance. Enjoy this exploration. See what's happening here. To release, either sweep or roll up. I'm rolling up because I don't trust my balance. Hands to the heart. And I'm going to bring my back foot forward. So again, imagining I'm on a tightrope. Inhale, sweeping up, grab that energy, and exhale, forward fold. A rapid descent. Let's start to come back up. Stretching up, bring the hands to the heart. Really nice wide stance here. Toes are out. And again, just pushing into one side, moving across to the other. And as you're doing this, think about, so we've done the two now. We did the crisscross and we did the tightrope. Think about how they may have felt different to you than just a normal traditional forward fold. For me, I'm finding way more of a stretch through my hips as opposed to just hamstrings. Just kind of a neat thing to keep as a tool for the future. Good. Okay. Bring your feet back together. This time we are going to bring our feet under the hips like we normally would for a forward fold, but toes come out to the sides. Before we come into the fold here, I want you to really pay attention to pulling the hips up and under and then lengthening all the way up. Imagine you're being lifted here. So we have this really beautiful alignment. Then we sweep up, inhale, exhale, softly folding forward. So kind of explore your way down. Maybe in a few bits and pieces we get there. Again, work through in your head. Where are you feeling this? How's it working for you? Couple more breaths. Tight through the core. Let's roll up. Reaching up into the air, sweep the arms down, straighten your feet. Now, before we go into a little bit of a release here, let's reverse this. Heels come out, toes are in. Sweep up. Exhale in a similar fashion, kind of find your way forward and down. Notice, notice, notice. Let's roll back up bit by bit. Big stretch up, sweeping the arms back, and bring your hands back to heart center. Nice. Interesting combination, toes out and then toes in. Again, feeling it likely in different places than normal. Often when we do the forward fold in the traditional way, you're just feeling that tension up the back of the thigh. This is very different. All of these combinations are totally different. Okay, let's kind of do the palate cleanser here in a slightly different way. Join me in taking your feet wide apart, hips tuck under, shoulders back. Take a breath in, and then exhale, we're coming down. So coming into your little plie here, or squat. Knees are pushing out, externally rotating through the thighs, and then pushing back up. Good. Well, let's come down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Good. If it's comfortable, coming down, let's do one heel lift and down. Other side, heel lift and down. If it's comfortable, both heels lift, down, pushing up. We'll do that again. Come on down. One heel and down. Other heel and down. Both heels and down. Push up. Once more, why not? Coming down. One heel lift and down. The other heel lift and down. Both heels lift and down, all the way up. Roll the shoulders. Excellent. Bring your feet back together. Having another sip of tea. I feel like I'm losing my voice a bit. Which to some might be a gift. Okay, we've done crisscross, tightrope, turned out, turned in. Now, we're gonna do a lazy tree into a forward fold. If you have a block and you wanna use this as a little bit of a support, you could have it handy. I'll show you what I mean by this. So we're going to be in our tree pose. And then from here, we're gonna start coming down. Obviously, I'm demonstrating how a tree falls in a forest. So from there, you're going to come down. And if you have a block, maybe that's comfortable, or maybe you're going to get further down. Whatever you like, understand, you may hinge forward. So be playful with it. And if this is too uncomfortable for you, then don't do it. Go back to one of the other ones we've done. So I'm going to start in my tree. I'm going to sweep up. I see a lot of you are already there. Whatever feels good. I love that you're jumping ahead and find your way. And then coming out of it. This is and I'm releasing. When I was often I do kind of my class my programming list like a day or so in advance, and I run through things really quickly.
This did really well at a later point in the day. It's funny how in the morning, sometimes I'm like, I have no balance. Try the other side now. So again, coming into a lazy tree. And then seeing what happens on this side. And rolling up. Now, the other way we can approach this is through a figure four. So the fourth position of the tree pose and coming forward. Let's see what happens if we do that. So for that, we rest the foot across. We're going to sweep up, start to come down, and see how this feels for you. Maybe you just come part way. Maybe it's one hand down. Maybe it's two hands or fingertips. Let's work on the other side now. Again, very different stretch that's happening, right? For me, it's way more into the glutes, into the piriformis. Other side for me would look like this. Sweeping up. And starting to swan dive. That looks nothing like a swan dive, what I'm doing. So for comfort, I start with kind of fingertips on the floor with one hand, holding the foot with the other hand. And then when I'm ready, I bring the other hand down. I'm gonna roll back up. And let's move into a mountain pose to recover from that, from what felt in my world like a little bit of a train wreck. Fun to try it, not a lot of success there. So coming into mountain, nice and tall, arches lifted on the feet, toes are spread, lengthen through the legs, lengthen through the back, chest is lifted. Lots of deep breaths. Good. And slowly opening the eyes and softening through the body. Nice. So if you feel like these are getting more challenging and a little bit harder, you are correct. And again, if any of these don't feel like a good idea, don't do them. Go back to something that felt good. Now we're going to have a little bit more fun, because now we're going to do a little bit of, I think over the years, I've called this the Captain Morgan. So standing with your foot up. And from here, we're going to try and come forward. Now, the interesting thing is when we do this, I mean, in our minds, if we think about it, we'll just come forward. But this leg has a mind of its own, I guarantee, and it might move behind, it might move somewhere else. Notice where it's moving. You don't necessarily have to control it. You might not be able to control it, but just notice. Okay, standing on one leg. The other leg comes out to the side. We're going to sweep up and see what happens as we ease ourselves forward. A block would also be really handy. Bring the foot down before you roll up, and I'm going to roll up now. This is not one we're going to hold for long. All the way up and releasing. Let's move to the other side. So we've got our Captain Morgan here to begin. I might appreciate it. A little bit of Captain Morgan right now might make it easier. Sweeping up and coming down on this side, seeing what happens.
releasing the foot down and rolling up. Let's stretch all the way up. And releasing. Awesome, good. So it's funny, I often get to partway through the class and I'll be doing a posture, and then I'm like, oh my God, do I really want a recording of how I look in these moments, doing whatever. But it's this reminder to be playful. It's a reminder to not care what it looks like. And it's also a reminder that if we don't actually try these bizarro kind of approaches, well, then we're not doing everything we can to keep our brains healthy and fit, because a lot of this is just about the brain. Excellent work. Okay, let's try another kind of slightly interesting version. Sometimes you can do this on a block. Let's not. I'm going to ask you to lift one foot up. So kind of hinge up through one hip, which in itself can be a strange thing. So if your foot was down, you're just kind of pulling it up as opposed to just bending the knee. We're not quite doing a flamingo. It's more of a hip lift. From here, in this alignment, sweeping up and then coming forward and down, keeping that leg and that hip lifted. Take your time coming down. Breathe a lot. I find this one really hard. If you can, to come back up, try and do it without that foot on the floor. And releasing, have a little shake. That's a tough one. And let's do the other side. Lifting up, sweeping up. And starting to come forward and down. And again, if you can get back up that way, I sure as heck can't. And pardon me, releasing. Good. I have a few more on the list, but I think I'm going to honor what my body is saying to me, my brain is saying to me, which is now it's just getting silly. So let's move out of this. And please join me. We're going to stretch out the hips now. So let's do that in the child's pose. So come on down to the hands and knees. Knees come out further than hip width apart. Pushing back, sinking forward. Just breathing deeply. From here, very slowly ease back up to the hands and the knees and come on down to your tummy. And bringing your hands out to the sides. I'm kind of balancing my chin on the floor here. So because we were doing all of the forward bends, we want to reverse this now through our cobra. So let's take a breath in, slowly lifting up, maybe just a baby cobra to begin, and exhale slowly down. Let's breathe in and out. Breathing in and out. Keep going, maybe lifting further up using the arms, only if it's comfortable. We're going to do a few more. Inhale. Exhale down. Breathing in and down. Let's do one more here. Inhale up and down. Good. From here, flip your toes. I realized I said we were going to do the last one, but I want to bring folks back to a standing posture. So you're going to push up to the hands and knees, and then from here, let's move up and back into downward dog. With all the forward folds, notice if it's easier now in downward dog to get your heels down to the floor. Take some deep breaths. And then walk your hands back to the feet, bend your knees, rolling all the way up. And we're back to our standing posture. Nice. So a lot of those forward folds that we did, this is always meant as a way to kind of introduce something to you throughout the weeks ahead. You'll notice that I might pull back in one or two of those. Probably never again the Captain Morgan one. And just really, again, if any of them felt like it was a deeper stretch for you, try and remember that when you're feeling kind of a little tight. And one of the reasons why I wanted to focus on something like this today is because spring is coming. I promise you. And so I know so many of us are going to be in the garden or out walking around or doing things in a different way, being more active after being like really kind of, you know, a little bit more restrained in our homes. So try and remember that as you're using new muscles and doing new pieces, pull out a few of these favorite stretches, and it might make things a little bit easier day to day. Okay. Bring your feet around hip width apart, shoulders are back. We're going to do a little bit of just kind of one leg at a time balancing and a little bit of a thigh and glute stretch. I'm going to bring one hand to the heart and then the other arm, the shoulder rolls back, foot on that side lifts, grab a hold of the foot. So I'm holding, and this rotation is so important. So starting with the knees together, nice and tall, deep breaths here. Take a moment and think about, are your hips even? Are you kind of hitched up on one side? Even them out. Tuck the tail under, lengthening through the core. And then if it's comfortable, slowly start to bring that bent leg back in space. So now we're bringing the stretch to the front of the thigh, up into the psoas. Those hip flexors will love this. Lots of deep breath. If you're very comfortable with your balance here, I sure wasn't earlier, but this is working for me. So I'm going to extend an arm up, going a little bit further in the stretch, maybe bringing the foot back. So we're starting to create a modified dancer. Maybe it feels good to move into a more complete dancer. Then let's release. Nice. A little shake. Beautiful. Let's go to the other side now. Again, think about it by kind of really rolling that shoulder back. So I've got one hand to the heart, shoulder rolls back, catch the foot, catch your breath. And just starting here, knees are lined up. Think about evening those hips. Think about your body temperature too. This is a posture that has to work some big muscle groups. So maybe you're getting warmer. I know I am. Try and keep the breath deep. And then if you want, you can start to bring that knee back a little ways. Maybe a little bit further. And if you want to start turning this into a dancer, you surely can. And then gently releasing. Good. Take a really nice stretch here. Roll your shoulders back. Big sweep up. Pulling over to one side, crossing over the midline. Back up. And then moving to the other side. Back to center and releasing. Nice. Okay. Because I can never actually believe how quickly the time goes, we are now going to settle down into a seated posture. I am going to sit on my block. We're going to work through, over the next few minutes, a meditation in loving kindness. And depending on our timing, we might do a little bit of Shavasana towards the end of this. We may not. We'll see how we're feeling. If you are not comfortable sitting on the floor, if you want to sit on a piece of furniture, that's okay too. Just make sure if you are sitting on furniture, you have a little bit of back support. And you want to be able to move your hands and your arms. So having done some pretty physical things, we just want the breath to settle. But think about this beautiful energy that we've kind of created within ourselves. And we share that energy in the space around us, right? As we're exhaling, as we're moving. I mean, think about like rainbows and lightning bolts shooting from your fingers. It's all around us. So now we're going to start to be very intentional, and we're going to pull that beautiful energy in, and then we're going to release it out. And a meditation in loving kindness is a practice that we do that kind of helps to ground us. And it also allows us to use this energy that we create and that we release and that we collect to provide blessings to others and to ourselves. So to begin, we want to bring our hands together and we create a lotus mudra.
So your pinkies and your thumbs are going to be together and the rest of your fingers kind of come apart. You can see that. So think of a lotus flower. And we hold that in front of the heart, shoulders come down, nice long neck. And you can close your eyes or soften through the eyes, soften through your face, relax your shoulders. And people will guide you, or you can guide yourself through this meditation in all different ways, but this is the way I like to approach it. So I ask you to start in your mind to picture the world, our planet, Mother Earth. See the world almost as if you're looking at it from outer space. See the beauty, see the richness, see the potential. And often the yin and the yang, we have to see the pain of our planet. While seeing the world in your mind, start to fill that lotus with wishes for the world. Wish that there in the world will be love, peace, happiness, and joy. Wish that our planet will be free from suffering, free from pain, free from harm. Wish that this planet would be filled with laughter. And finally, pull into your lotus a wish of loving kindness for Mother Earth, for the planet, and for all of us who inhabit it. Feel the weight of those blessings in your hand and slowly close your fingers. Lift the lotus up over top of your head. So we've moved from heart center now to the crown, our connection with the universe. And as you open your hands, let those blessings go. And in your mind, see them showering down on Mother Earth. Keep breathing deeply. Bring your hands back to the heart and create another lotus. This time, I want you to think about a stranger. So now we've come back down to the world, to our planet, maybe in our home communities. And this time, think about somebody who might be a stranger. Maybe it's somebody that you see, but you don't really know. Maybe you know their name, maybe you don't. And even though you don't know this person or have any real relationship with this person, fill the lotus for them anyway. So into your lotus, pull wishes for love, for peace, happiness, joy. Wish that this person will be free from suffering, free from pain. Wish that this person will experience abundance. Wish that they will be surrounded by laughter. And top it up with a wish of loving kindness. Close your fingertips, capture that energy, move it from heart center up to the crown, over top of your head. Keep picturing this person. And then release the blessings. And bring your hands back to the heart. And understand that that person now is going, I feel pretty great. What's going on? Because you have gifted them with energy. Create another lotus in front of your heart. And this time, think about somebody that you love. Somebody that you cherish. Somebody that you delight in being around. See this person in your mind. Allow yourself to smile. And know that wherever this person is, they are always with you and you are always with them. So for this person that you love, fill that lotus with wishes of love, peace, happiness, joy. Wish that they will be free from suffering, free from pain. Wish that they will experience abundance and be surrounded by beautiful laughter. And then still seeing this person in your mind, top up that pile of energy with a wish of loving kindness. Close your fingertips and lift it up over top of your head to the crown chakra. Connect with that energetic pathway. Open your hands, release that blessing. It will go right to them, no matter where they are, no matter where they exist. They will receive that blessing. Create another lotus. This round is more difficult. This time we need to picture somebody who we don't love. Somebody who maybe caused us harm or pain. Somebody who we're happy to be without. But in order to free ourselves and in order to be the best people we can be, we still have to create blessings for these people. So fill that lotus with wishes of love, peace, happiness, and joy. Wish that they will be free from suffering, free from pain. Wish that they will experience abundance. And wish that they will be surrounded by laughter. Feel the weight of the blessing, the gift that you give to even those who you do not love, or even like, or really want to be around at all, or even know about. And then top it up with a wish of loving kindness, because that's who you are. Close your fingertips, lift it up, connect with the crown, and release that blessing and feel lighter in yourself for doing good. And then the hands come back to the heart and create the biggest lotus you can, because this round is for you. Because you are remarkable and unique and fascinating and supportive and kind. For yourself, we fill the lotus. Make those hands really big and fill your lotus with wishes for love, peace, happiness, joy. Wish that you'll be free from suffering and free from pain. Wish that you will be able to manage what life throws at you. Wish that you will experience abundance, and wish that you will be able to notice and acknowledge when it happens. Wish that you will be surrounded by so much laughter. And then top it up with loving kindness. Feel the weight, feel the heaviness in your arms. Close your fingertips. Lift it up to the crown. Hold it there for a few moments, because this time it's a really quick trip for that energy. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, let the energy float down. Breathe deeply. Let it absorb. Let it sink into yourself, into your being, into your essence. Let that be your fuel. I invite you to join me for one more moment, just breathing here together. with every bit of that energy absorbing into the deepest parts of your being. Let's bring the hands together in front of the heart. And we share the Sanskrit word that means the light in me greets and honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this practice today. I hope everybody has a phenomenal week. And I can't wait to see folks in 1 week's time. Send your requests, send your feedback, send it all. I appreciate it always. Namaste.